So, as you know, it has been a while. It has been a while. Um, Mixer. 4 years, man. 4 years. And there it goes. This is the last day. It will shut down regional wise. Yep, it will shut down regional wise. You know, I wonder something. And I don't really have a direct answer on this. I really don't. But this is the last day of Mixer, right? Look how many people are still watching here. Especially in like the first area. And it's like, I always have asked me that a bit myself. Did Mixer ever boosted their own numbers? I wondered about that. Like it was always a question, like especially in the last few months. Um, but then everyone would be boosted, and not just like some smaller channels. That's the problem I have, right? It's like you look at the numbers and you're like, yeah, how real is this? And then you were scrolling down a bit and then you realize, yeah, no, the numbers definitely like um in the last few days have been absolutely going to shit. Yeah, here's the thing, like I don't know. Yeah, Stormy, yeah, I've seen them too. I would have loved to do like a last live stream. Unfortunately, I can't do. Like I'm not allowed to stream somewhere else. So can't do that. Oh, that's my broadcast dashboard. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to my channel. Can I go to my channel just like that? What the hell? Ah, I tell you. Bam. Yeah, he's still and nobody is getting banned. Ah, look at that, Captain E-Rogue. By the way, um, if you have embers, no, yeah, Gory, no, that's affiliate. What you were talking about, that's affiliate partners. There are some partners out there, especially bigger partners, where they are going a little bit easy on them. But the standard contract, which I have a standard contract with Twitch, nothing fancy, is you are not allowed to stream anywhere anymore. Yep. There are some streamer partners out there who have the luxury that they can stream like on another day or another stream, but these are like the bigger numbers. But the standard contract, and I will not show you the standard contract because then it would break NDA, and I'm not doing that, is you are not allowed to stream anywhere anymore. Yep. But yeah, there we go. Man, I actually hope that we would have get like 1 million views by the end of the year. Actually hope for that. Ah, my sub run out. By the way, if you still have embers, use them. Hurt Microsoft. Because what Microsoft is doing right now is they are doubling everything. Subs, embers. And the fun fact is, like, you can buy embers for, what is it, 100 embers for $1.40, right? Because they have to double them, and you are getting 100 embers out of it. But because they have to double them, they're not getting a single cent. They will not get a single cent. They are paying on top of it. They have to pay $2, where you have only paid, like, what is it, 140? The same goes for subs. Like, right now, subs do not make them any money because they have to double them. Especially in my case. So, because this is all dying down and the freaking NDAs are breaking, and so a lot of people were always asking this, but I had a special contract, and I'm out of the contract with Mixer now, but I had a special contract. Yeah, and if they have like full crystals, they lose even more. They lose even more. Like, you can actually make Microsoft hurt quite a bit, but I had a special contract with my subs. Like, the standard rate for subs on Mixer was $2.50. That was the standard rate. Well, it was $3 at the beginning, right? Because you paid $6. There is no sub button. Yeah, you cannot sub anymore. You cannot sub anymore, but you can still use embers. But so the standard rate was $3 because you had to pay $6, and partners got 50. And I got, actually, per sub, I got $3.70 out of every sub. And the crazy part was, because it was like written in my contract, like the exact number, when they lowered the price tag on subs, I still got $3.70 out of every sub. So, like, for me particularly, them lowering the cost for subs was a good thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, like, and I have no shame in admitting it now, like, because I'm out of the Mixer contract now, and everything dies in just a few hours. So I don't have a problem with talking about it. Yep. So, I mean, that's why I always was interested in subs more than anything, right? Where people were like, "Oh, should I do embers? Should I do this?" And I was always like, do subs, because they gave me the most value. It's like, I don't mind. Here's the thing, keep in mind, I negotiated my contract with Beam. I have a Beam contract. I'm not really sure what would have happened when I would have been partnered with Mixer, but Beam was very different. Let's start from the beginning. And then we are talking through the points. So in 2016, right, I heard about the news that Microsoft has bought the platform Beam. Hey, Samiratu, how are you doing? Right, they bought the platform Beam, and I was thinking about going back into streaming because, well, I just wanted to do it again, but I didn't really want to do it on Twitch for various reasons. And I decided to check out Beam. I was going there, and I think I saw, oh my god, what was his name? He was always doing talk shows, and he was always on the front page. Foam Microwave, that was his name. Foam Microwave was the first dude I basically saw on Beam, and he had this weird T-shirt. Yeah, he had this like t-shirt on. Yeah, not Cranky. No, Cranky came much later. Um, but Phone Microwave was the first I met, and I was like, okay, so that's what they're showing on the main page of Beam. Ooh, okay. Yeah, he was crazy. He was crazy committed. Um, but then I made sort of Poke. I found you on Beam from there. Yeah, that was much later. That was sort of Poke, and he was doing something really crazy at that point. He did. This was the first time I saw it in action. People could play. In this case, I still remember it. It was Tracer. They played Overwatch, and the community played Tracer with the buttons under the stream. So he had to play the mouse because, well, they couldn't really like take over the mouse at the point. And but everything else, abilities, moving, that was all Chad doing with the buttons under the stream. And I was just sitting there and was like, man, this is amazing. This is crazy. And it seemed like the community was really nice. Topic Tag was definitely also one of the early faces I met. Um, he was already there. Outlandish Nerd. Ghost. Yeah, Ghosty. Sorry About Your Cats was absolutely crazy with the interactivity you could do in his channel. Like, he was so above and beyond with interactivity. It was absolutely crazy at the point. But I looked at the community and I was like, you know what? Let's do streaming here. Let's do streaming. And I just, look at that. Look at that smug face right there. Look at that smug face with his cowboy hat. By the way, if you're not following Ghost from Texas, do it. He's such a lovable dog. Like, amazing streamer. And he was definitely one of the people who picked me up and who always makes me smile. His community makes me always smile. Can I also have a shout out for MPs? But we have like a lot of shout outs today. Definitely a shout out for Ghost from Texas. Like again, such a lovable dude. Yeah, but thank you, Dylan. I do appreciate that. Yeah, definitely make sure you follow him and check him out. Like again, he has his moments where I'm like, Ghost, just calm down, focus for a minute, and then everything will be fine. Like he's definitely a person who is like getting very agitated about his own mistakes, and you could basically just fix those mistakes by just take a breather for a second and then move on. But he's this person who is like just getting more and more agitated about like his own mistakes, and it becomes hilarious. But it's like he has these moments where I'm like, Ghost, take a breather, man. Relax. You got this. No need for that. See you later, Kasha. I see you later. Um, but so I was hanging around there. I was starting to stream, and my first big game I was starting to stream was um. Thank you for the Ember reminder. Hey, you're welcome, teacher. You're welcome. Like this is if you want to make Microsoft pay, like actually losing money plus helping out a streamer, like this is the best time to do it. They have to pay so much money. Like, do it. By the way, let me do something in the meantime. However, like my first game which I streamed was and Licho, thank you so much for the embers. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for it. Yeah, you gave me 190 embers, right? And I get basically like, what is it, 360 embers out of it. So thank you very much for that. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. How are you doing, Licho? Good to see you. But so Human Revolution Deus Ex was my first game, like my first bigger game I actually streamed. And 380. Yeah, you're right, Sakura. 380. I'm a dingus. And that worked really well. Like we had between like 15 and 20 people watching, which at that point was absolutely crazy because the main channel had like 35 people watching. Like this was basically like the main channel on Mixer, number wise, or Beam at the point. So when you had 15 to 20 views, you were one of the top channels. And we did this playthrough to prepare for Mankind Divided, which was the new Deus Ex which came along. That was the first one. Well, not this particular one. The number, not the channel. There was no influence farm here. Human Revolution was based. No, I think we played some World of Warcraft, maybe. I don't really know what I did before Human Revolution. Like, I definitely played like some quick games. Maybe some Battlefield. No, Battlefield 1 wasn't out yet. I don't even know what the first one was, but I think Human Revolution was definitely one of the first. Yeah. And that was really going well. And then Mankind Divided came out, and I was actually like super hyped for it because I also believe that I slowly gained traction on the site. And then it started, and then I had like 3 to 5 viewers watching at best, where one was definitely me having just the browser open, and Tiny was also there sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes because spoilers. um, but Mankind Divided was the first horrible experience for me on Mixer. It really was, because the game was not really what I hoped for, so I didn't really had too much fun with the game. But I also didn't had the viewers. Yeah, like I didn't have the viewers, so it was basically like me doing a lot of mistakes, like everything. It definitely helped me. And then Civilization 6 came out. There was another thing which didn't go too well. And like the first month, it reminds me a lot of what is going on Twitch here right now with my channel. I'm trying to find the games which work for me, and I'm trying to find my footing. Like, I'm literally back to the point I have been 4 years ago on Beam, because it's a completely new learning experience. Yeah, yeah, Tiny. I can see it. And I was just chugging along. I was meeting more and more streamers. I started to network, as we all call it. Um, for me, it was basically just hanging out with other streamers, right? I met the real Gaffer, um, who has been an absolute boss in supporting me for 4 years now. Can I also have a shout out for the real Gaffer, please? Like, he's a good friend of mine, and he has been tremendously helpful. Absolutely tremendously helpful. Like, I can't thank him enough for all the things he did for me. Like, he sometimes doesn't even know it, but like being part of his community, meeting all the amazing people like Dylan, right? And many, many more, by the way. Like if I'm forgetting somebody and somebody's like, oh man, you didn't mention me. Look, you know me. I'm a dingus. I'm forgetting things. Like sometimes you can ask me what I did 5 minutes ago, and I would be like, wait, I did something 5 minutes ago? Don't, don't be mad at me. Um, but I met his amazing community. He also helped me, like, funny enough, 3 months, I think it was 3 or 4 months into streaming, I had a little bit of a crisis for feeling like I hit a plateau and I didn't really knew where to go from there. And one of the reasons for that was that I believed that my English was too bad. And don't get me wrong, 4 years ago, my English was very different. Very different. Like, the accent was much, much worse, and I screwed up even more than I do right now. And there was definitely one of the moments where I was going to Gaffer, and I was like, dude, I need your advice here. Like, tell me in all honesty, how is my English? What do you think about my English? And he, being British, was just like, nah, nah, you are fine, mate. You are fine. I think your English isn't that bad. It's all good, mate. Instead of telling me right into the face, dude, your English sucks. Like, all nice. Um, but I stick with English. Yeah, I stick with English. And then I just did my thing. I met Tim, I met my boomstick, I met Say. Um, I met Kirsche, Pirate King. I met so many awesome people over the years. And we in the end, like, I met Ghost. In the end, I know that some, basically, we did split up. We did go our own ways, right? Base, thank you so much for continuing the gifted sub from Moosey Manson. Thank you so much. And welcome again to a VIP castle. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Thank you. But yeah, we definitely split. Like, Night Tide was definitely one of them. And then we did split up, like, especially when they moved to Twitch the beginning of this year. Like, we unfortunately completely did split. And maybe not on the best terms. And which is, like, really, really unfortunate. Like, I think it is. But oh well. Business, as to say. I met Crunk Skunk. I did meet Ready to Tina when she started to play Fallout 4 in preparation for Fallout 76. And man, she was owning that category because the game was so bad that a lot of streamers jumped ship very, very quickly, even on Twitch. Even on Twitch, people just jumped the ship like 1 or 2 days after the release. But fascinatingly enough, Fallout 76 has a hardcore following base. So people wanted to watch it. People played it themselves. People wanted to interact with streamers. So that was definitely one of these missed out opportunities as a streamer when you didn't play Fallout 76 or you gave up on Fallout 76 far too early. Which again is absolutely crazy, right? Like a game which failed so hard had still like a pretty decent community who wanted to watch your stream. So when you were one of the streamers who, oh, it's dropping frames again, yay. When you were one of the streamers who sticked with the game, like you could make partnership with it for sure. Like you could definitely make partnership with it on Twitch and Mixer. Yes, you did, Gav. I also talked about you, but you missed it. Well, that was your glory moment, and you missed it, as per usual. And Copbase, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we are dropping some frames right now. Weird. We didn't drop any frames, and now we are. I mean, this is good. I know it's not good for the stream, but it's good for my ISP because that means whoever is doing it can be found very quickly. Fallout is still a game I want to sort of to play, but I can't pull the trigger on it. It's alright. If you can get it for like $10, which you totally can, I would say go for it. I would say go for it. If you can find it online for like $10, which you can, go for it. Yeah. But yeah, Fallout 76 was definitely a game which could make you. Because again, like 90% of the streamers gave up on that game, but 80% of the viewers sticked around. So this was the first time in a long time of series that the streamers were less than the viewers. So you had more viewers in that category than you had streamers. And this was true for Mixer and for Twitch. And streamers who utilize that, they got a lot of followers and viewers out of it because people were giving up too quickly on it. Again, it's weird because the game itself gave you a lot of reasons to give up on it. So, but back to Mixer. I got partnered with Mixer 9 months after I started to stream here. And I think Gaffer got like partnered like 2 or 3 weeks after me. I think it was 2 weeks. That's how much we were apart. And oh god. Oh. That was such a harrowing experience, man. The anxiety I felt from that is just. Ooh. It was crazy. Like it was literally crazy. Because so if you don't know how the partner progress on Mixer worked, like you put in your application. I didn't write an application because I was a streamer, and at the point I was just like, wait, I should write you something? nah, nah. I'm just making a video, right? I was making a video, and I put the video on YouTube. You don't have to look for it. It was hidden all the time, and I actually deleted the video a few days ago I deleted it. And if you're like, why? Dude, there are a lot of private informations in that video. A lot of private information. So, yeah, I deleted it. You cannot find it anymore. It's gone. However, I made a video where I introduced myself. Like, we still had the siege running at the point. If somebody still can remember this, so we had a system running in the channel which was called the Siege, which is still, by the way, the channel name we are using. But you could win a video game of your choice or a game I choose every month when you won the Siege. We had multiple factions. Every faction had their own abilities, and yeah. When did you start streaming? In August 2016. So we had the Siege system, and I was explaining that to Mixer. I was explaining to them that I'm a variety streamer and only a variety streamer. And that was definitely something Mixer was a big need at the point. Variety was completely dead. Variety was dead. And then you got the first email that you were basically in the next review progress of Mixer, and what that means is they're checking you out. Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, we were super close. We were super close. Giggity. But they would check you out for weeks, and they were not really good at it. Like, let me tell you this. I definitely spotted some of them. It was like they made fake accounts to get into a channel and to interact with the streamer, but it was so obvious what that person who that person was, and I was like, oh, there's the Mixer person. Like, some of the questions they asked and how like pinpointed they were and how direct, and it was like, yeah, this is a person who is clearly from Mixer, who is trying to figure out if you were a good person or not. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's play the game. And oh god, then a few weeks later they were like, okay, yeah, Geffer joined one day after me. Not bad. Not bad. One day after me. It's pretty good. But then they invited me to an interview because, believe it or not, at that point, Mixer was still doing phone interviews at the point. Yeah, they did phone interviews. So I had to, well, my interview was very relaxed because at that point they basically already figured out that they want to partner me. And it was super relaxed. It was super relaxed. And then, like, a few days later, or like a week or so, they were sending me an email like, hey, Mo, regarding your partnership, we have like some news for you might be shocked about. Like, they had this sentence where they were basically like making it sound like you failed, right? It was devious. It was devious. And then they were like, you are partnered, yay. And but they were sending me the NDA, and they were also sending me the contract. And I was like, folks, this contract, can we negotiate on this? Can we talk about this? Because the contract itself, I felt like I'm like living in a country, or that was my point, at least at the point, where I'm trying to make a living on this. Like, I'm really trying to focus on this. And like this contract in general wouldn't work for me. And they were like, so you want to negotiate, but you are not big enough yet. Like, you were not crazy growing or anything. So they were actually like against it. They were first against it, but I was like, look, folks, don't get me wrong here, but you clearly need variety streaming. I'm growing constantly. Like, I don't have any like grow peaks, but it was like constant growth. And you need variety streaming. So at least talk to me. Like, if you still decide that I'm not worth it, then okay, but at least let's talk. And then I had a talk with. Actually, I should have had a talk with Matt at the point, but that never happened because he had things to do because like Mixer was also super close, or Beam was super close to become Mixer. And yeah, they were in the middle of like transferring everything. And oh god, I don't know his name anymore. I don't know his name anymore. I was talking to like somebody who did the partner contracts, and I was like, these are my terms. Because A, like this is my income. Or well, I'm looking for like making this my income at some point. And like I'm focusing on Mixer. I'm like one of the very few variety streamers who can stream nearly everything at this point and get the viewers. And you need that. Like I'm still a cheap option for you. Right? And they were like, and then they agreed to the terms. Yeah. And that's how we became partnered. So that was partnered. And then about half a year ago, I heard about a very special program my country was building up. Like it was called Jobs for the Future or Jobs for Future, right? And I was looking into the program they were doing at the point, and it was basically like, hey, we are looking for jobs. We're not really jobs right now, and we are paying you. Like you can like if we choose you, like you get a payment from us, and you can grow. Like you can completely focus on growing your business. And it was like a special initiative, right? And I was applying for that, and I could give them all my data, like all the subscribers I already had, like who Mixer is, that Microsoft is behind it, yada yada yada. And then they were looking into it, and they were like, "Yeah, this sounds exactly as something we want to support." Cool. And so I could become a full-time streamer by the support of my government and the support of you folks, right? And that whole thing was running for 1.5 years. And after 1.5 years, I was actually at the point with subs, with the rest of the income, advertisement revenue, tips, like even some of the sponsorships and whatnot, that I could actually do it without the government payment, right? And yeah, that's pretty awesome. Hey Zoe, good to see you. Oh god, are these are Daisy's emotes, right? Yeah, of course it is. Freaking hell, man. Daisy is also an amazing person. Yeah. And, well, fun fact, one of the things which also happened when I became partnered, I needed emotes, and I knew there were like a lot of like emote creators out there. There are a lot of artists out there. But I was like, hmm, I don't know, man. I don't know these people. And then I reached out to Tiny and I was like, hey Tiny, like a little schoolboy, right? Like a little schoolboy was going to his first love and was like, hey Tiny, are you doing commissions? Like, because I never done this before. I never worked with an artist before. Like that was my first time, and I was like, Tiny. um, yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm open for commissions. I I don't know why, but the first feeling, and this is my own anxiety, by the way. This was my first like anxiety hitting me. At first glance, I was actually believing that she didn't want to, like she was against it, or well, not against it, but reluctant. Reluctant. I think that's the right term. I've never asked her if that's actually the case or not. Um, but why? I don't know. Like, yes, by the way, make sure you're checking out Tiny, because it felt like, for me at the time, it felt like a bit like we didn't really know each other well, right? Yeah, like you were part of the community and that was about it, but we have never worked with each other, and you definitely had experience in this business. I didn't. So I don't know. It just felt weird at the point, which was of course not the case. Like, you were an amazing person to work with, and like when I basically told you about what I wanted, where I wanted to go, like, you were super helpful with the experience, figuring out what to do, where to go, and just like you were always there throughout the progress. Like when we started out with the retro emotes and with the retro mole, and then slowly but surely moved on to having like the three characters I have now in my channel, and so on and so forth. And like, again, folks, if you need art, please reach out to her. Like, she has been absolutely amazing. We had animated stickers for Halloween. What do you want, Gory? We had animated stickers. You missed them. That's your problem, not mine. But Tiny has been absolutely amazing. Like the whole learning experience, and it's kind of frightening. It's kind of frightening how much Tiny knew exactly what I wanted. Tiny always knew exactly what I meant and what I exactly wanted, and always knew when I didn't like something particular or something. She knew exactly like how to fix it, and like, yeah, like, she has been an amazing working experience to no end. Like, and this is why I go well, besides of the autumn stickers, there was like an idea I had last year, right? Like, the autumn stickers should have been from multiple artists, because I wanted to have like a collaboration on how would Mole and or the three souls, as I call them, how would the three souls look like coming from other artists? Right. And that was the only time where I asked other artists because I just wanted to see how it looks like. And but for all the stickers, for all the emotes, for all the backgrounds she did, like I I can't thank her enough. Yeah, like thank you so much for all the work you did. Like seriously, it has been, and if I could, like I would throw even more money at you to get even more pictures, to get even more backgrounds. Like some people actually called me sometimes crazy on how much money I sometimes spent on all the art, but I'm just like, dude, it has been an absolute joy. Like every picture, every special thing you have done, and again, I would love to throw like something in your direction like every day just to get like new background pictures, you know? Because they have been absolutely fantastic. Like each and every one of them. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. By the way, like if you this one is by the way a picture we can use soon because as it seems like we are getting a new Outer World DLC tomorrow, right? For the Outer Worlds. And it's like I'm so looking forward to play the first single player DLC for the Outer Worlds when it comes out, and then we can finally use the picture again. It's like, this is definitely an art I really enjoyed. This image is fantastic. It's so great. Frank is our spaceship. Instead of the spaceship, there you have what's her name? I always forget her name. She's a character in the Outer Worlds. That's normally where like the dude stands on a capsule who crashed on the planet, right? It's just Mo who is like, oh damn, where am I again? What happened? Kazamo just looking for treasures, and he found one. It's a little bit tougher to see what it is because of the art style. It's a bit tougher to see, but I'm also okay with it because then good old good old Bethesda is not getting angry about this. But that's a Nuka Cola right there. That's a Nuka Cola. Because I wanted, like, this was an idea from me. I wanted to have like a Nuka Cola in the picture because The Outer Worlds was clearly the Fallout game we all deserved. Yeah, that's a Nuka Cola. Yep, yep. It's like The Outer Worlds was the Fallout everyone deserved. And I just wanted to have this reference of it's a small little Easter egg of Obsidian, who made Fallout New Vegas, made also The Outer Worlds. And I wanted to have a Nuka Cola bottle in the picture. Yep. He took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. I did never see the Mo Bugs Bunny connection. Yeah, kinda. Like Bugs Bunny or Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is definitely up there. What was the other one? DuckTales. A little bit of DuckTales for sure. Um, We had another. We had another one, like another 80s, 90s cartoon show we associated the characters with. Not Simpsons. It was not Simpsons. Bit of Family Guy. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of there. Ooh, wanna see something? Let me actually let me show you a bit. Um, let me ask this first. Um, I would love to show some tiny. I would love to show some like early irritations, like the blueprints and stuff of the stickers and so on and so forth. If that is okay with you. Oh, yeah. Just want to make sure. Not that you were like, no, don't do it. Right? Like I don't want to anger you in any shape or form. Yeah, let me do one very quickly. Um yep. Just want to make sure. Um are there more? Wait, did I just copy them? I think I just copied them instead of like cutting them. Yeah, these are just the standard ones. I don't want them. Give me just a second here. I have to put them into order. Because I thought I cut them out and I just copied them. Well, that was a mistake. Hashtag professional. I think that's it. I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Okay. 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 Yeah. 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 So let me show you. Let me show you. Don't anger your artist. They're totally not. So these were the first sketches. This was for the Anno. This was for the Anno thing. Tiny worked on. So this is the chimney sticker. We were actually going with this particular sticker then. That was basically at the point where Frank and Casamole wasn't really a thing yet. Like Frank and Casamole was still like in the beginning, right? So they were in the starting phase. That was like the first time where we actually considered to have like big mole and like smaller mole and chicken, but we didn't really like had names for them or anything. So these were like the first stickers. I love this one actually a bit. There were some tough choices. There were some tough choices, man, on what to use. Like it was really tough. Then the snob one, the gentleman mole. Like this was for the Anno series. This was like Frank, chicken friend. Like as you can see, we didn't even had a name yet. We didn't even had a name yet for Frank at that point, and for Casamole. That was just a shipwreck. Then the next picture. Can I? Oh, that was too far. There we go. This was the main picture as you know. Like this was one of the pictures, like the main Anno 1800 picture we have whenever we are playing Anno 1800. And we had like multiple ones, like Magical Storm or Volcano Chicken. And I wanted to have Mole, like looking for an island. And I also wanted to have the chicken again, right? I wanted to have the chicken, like a lair, as if this is like Frank's lair. I mean, the original is like also pretty good. I can show you that. Wait a second. I don't have that in this source. But I can show you the finished product. Like you can actually use it for Sea of Thieves, but I'm not a Sea of Thieves player, so it never really worked out. There. This is the finished product. This is the finished one. Yep. So as you can see, there's no Kazamol in this one, because Kazamol was not a thing at the point. Frank was also just the chicken. Kind of interesting. Like I actually planned to have Frank as the enemy of Mole. That was actually my idea at first, that Frank and Mole are like arch enemies. In a funny way, like a little bit like the Roadrunner and the Coyote, right? Or Tom and Jerry, something like that, but with Mole and Chicken, which we actually didn't do. We didn't go through with that. So that was definitely like one of the ideas. And then let me see. Oh, I have this double? That's weird. Oh yeah, these were the first. Oh my god, these are the first sketches for the new emotes you're using right now. These are the sketches for the first emotes we have. Now keep in mind, these are early sketches where I basically had to choose like which one I want. And it was tough. Like as always, there are some tough choices, man. They really are. Yeah. You can see which one I did choose. Which one I did choose. So yeah. I was going with the ugly cry with the mascara. That's good. Yeah, Kazamol didn't really know like Kazamol was tough. They were all pretty good. I love this one with the walking cane so much. I love that so much. Get off my lawn! uh, actually, I do. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, and I appreciate that. Believe me. This was the first emotes. Mole face palm. Oh, that was a tough one. I didn't really know which one to choose. These were the small emotes. Um, so that's the thing. World's tiniest emotes. Yes. Ah, they were the first emotes. Oh my god, it was so bad. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. I didn't like. Yeah, this one was tough. That was the mole. I found this one so cute. I wanted the side one, the Vololos, the multiple trebuchets we had at the point. Yeah. That was kind of interesting for sure. Let me see. This one? Wait, it's the same one. Weird. Oh yeah, these were the first stickers. So this was the first time with Kazamo. Yeah, Death Stranding CM. I just realized that. Oh god. This was the first time where we used like Kazamo when we started to do the stickers. Um I like this one, right, without the molehill, because interestingly enough, Mole is always using his molehill. Cousin Mole does not. Cousin Mole is not really coming with a molehill. So Cousin Mole is always like without a molehill. And so I wanted to have this one, but I wanted to have a different face. I think I used this one, where he's just like, oh, that doesn't work. uh, he's like, oh, it doesn't work. He's the Ploop one. That was just perfect. That was just perfect, that sticker. Yeah, I love that one. I love Kazamo. Oh, these are the summer stickers. So these were the first, like. Oh. Choose your cut. Like, this is the summer one. I like this one quite a bit. They were all pretty good. Like, this. Oh, this was so tough, man. This was so tough, especially the cherry one. The cherry one. By the way, Tiny teached me something that day. How does he fit? Google cat and glass bowl. I actually learned something that day when she was sending me that. Yeah. So Frank and Juice. Um. So I choose this one. This was so like I love this sticker so much. Like seeing like Kazamo being so happy, like especially with the sad story I gave him a little bit. Um, he has a little bit of a sad story, like a background story. If you, by the way, want to read about the background story, you can find it in my Discord under the Three Souls area, and he has a little bit of a sad backstory. And I saw this one, and he's so happy, so happy. And I was like, oh. Then we have Frank and Juice. This was tough. This was really, really tough. I love this one. Yeah, two is the one we are using. It's like so great. This one is also great. Frank and Juice. Yeah, the 2-1. That's actually really, really great. I made a mistake here. I made a mistake here. I I saw something, or my brain saw something which wasn't there. So I was actually thinking that Frank was breathing through the what are they called? I always forget what they are called. Like it looked a little bit like as if you would breathe through straw. Thank you. Straw was the word. As if he was breathing through the straw. Like he was not drinking, but he was breathing through it. Right? That's how it looked for me at first glance. And then when Tiny was sending over like the full finished sticker, I was like, oh wait, he's not. God damn it. Still, I love this one. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I missaw what he did. Yeah, 2 was also pretty great. 2 was also pretty great. Then we have the Super Soaker. Yeah. That was pretty easy for me. That was so easy for me. This one was one of the ones where I was just like, yeah, I want this. Um Oh, the floaty one. This was tough. This was really, 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 really tough. This was super tough. I couldn't decide what I wanted. They were all three of them were great. All three of them. Like yeah, it was really tough. I know I was going with 2, but I was sitting here for at least half an hour and we're contemplating about if I want to go with 3 or if I want to go with 2. And I couldn't decide what I wanted. It was really rough. Like that's the problem with Tiny's emotes. They're so good, or with her art in general. They're so good that it is hard for me to decide what I want. I mean, it's a luxury, of course it is, but it's still like, oh man, so good. And then there's Bikini Mo. This was actually this was actually um, this was actually a joke with Shaka Wolf. There was when like multiple streamers were just posting picture of them in their swimsuit, right? And there were just dudes out there, as always on the internet, who were like, "Oh yeah, women showing off their naked body." It's like it's their swimsuit. What the fudge? Like, get out of here! And Shaka was basically posting herself in the swimsuit, and I was like, okay, you know what? I will show you a picture of me in a swimsuit, right? So I was going to Tiny and was like, all right, it's time, Tiny. Paint me like one of your French girls. And she was like, nope, I will make a mole picture. Okay. So, and I just loved this one. It's just great. It's just great. Those were some good modeling photos, though, Mo. Just gonna clip that. Do it. I mean, you can clip. Yeah. I think Tiny showed me even more, but I didn't download them. I'm pretty sure there are more sketches out there. Um, I have to say, one last thing I have to say. I don't want to be a dick, and it's not meant as such. But I think at some point we have to redo this one. We have to redo this one at some point.
Who made that man a gunner?
I did, sir. He's my cousin.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole, too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Thank you, assholes. I do appreciate that. Why? Like redo is maybe the wrong word, but the thing is just we like Mole itself has evolved, right? Mole himself has evolved. Frank is just like it's not even like it's an Easter egg with the chicken. Like I didn't even know that a chicken was in there. Like this was basically like Tiny putting a chicken in there. And when I first saw it, I was like, "What the hell? Why is there a chicken in the picture? Why?" I found it hilarious at the point. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. But I want to touch it out. Casamol is missing, right? Like Frank needs to be like somewhere there. Like we just moved on. Like we just moved on. Like color wise, right? And how we do things. So that was one of the earliest ones um Tiny did for me. But yeah. we will definitely redo it. So I'd like to redo the whole thing. We can talk about that. I mean, Yakuza 7 is coming out by the end of the year. So hey, Snevik. And like this was definitely like one of the arts where it felt so nice. Like, that was definitely one of the arts where I'm like, this was really good. This was really good. Like, especially if you have like the original next to it, right? It's like normally this is where the hand grenade is. And you have like the psycho instead of the mole. Yeah, it looks really, really good. And then you have Frank. I also love that the Tiny with the mask, with the psycho mask, completely kept in mind that Mole has a snoot. I've never noticed the faces before. Well, that's on you, man. That's on you. Tiny, did you? I don't think she did. Just a quick question. Maybe I'm imagining things here, Tiny. Please, please tell me if I'm imagining things or not. But did you use like a sun symbol right here? This looks like a face from the sun, and this is like a sun symbol you used on this. Like, I'm no? Okay, good. So I'm just imagining things. Cool. 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 I love to imagining things. Oh, you did? All right. But I love this. This was like such an amazing art. And then when she did this one, and it was like, okay, she cannot really top this anymore, right? And then she did the Outer World one, which we had before. And it's just like, oh my god, she did top it. Holy shit. How? It's just amazing. Yeah. So I have to say, like, art-wise, it was definitely a pleasure mixer, and we will continue this pleasure on Twitch. And what I can also promise you is for Cyberpunk, there will be a cover art. For Cyberpunk, 100%, there will be a cover art. Like, I can already guarantee you that. Like, I might not be in Cyberpunk, but yeah. Yeah. So I don't know exactly what style we are doing with. Like, the problem is with Cyberpunk, I don't like the official art they have put out there yet. Like, I don't like the cover box. I find the cover box very generic and very boring, unfortunately. So maybe we have to go with a full self-made piece. Yeah. We make our own Cyberpunk. I mean, depends on what my pocket money says. Maybe I have to do like a fundraiser for that one. Yeah, maybe I have to do a fundraiser for that one. Because when you were doing like a full picture yourself, right, Tiny, you take a bit more, which is again fine. Like, you have all the right to do so. It's a lot of work. But just saying, then I might have to do like a little fundraiser because It's I just don't know what my income is right now. So I have to figure that out. We will figure that out. No problem. But there will be a Cyberpunk cover. When is end time? End time is 12 p.m. your time zone. They're basically switching off Mixer per region. So depending on the region you were in, Mixer is getting shut down. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. No, your time. 12 p.m. your time. It's as simple as that. It is 12 p.m. for you. No matter where you are, it will shut down for you at that point. Because it's regional. It's a regional shutdown. So probably in Australia, or if you were living in New Zealand, Mixer is already dead. Yep. Or Asia. Yep. Yep. So that's what they're doing. That's like a slow death. Yes, it is. But all things considered, man, Mixer itself was a fun ride. I met a lot of awesome people. I learned a lot of things. And I put a lot of love and care into this platform. Because I know that some people now say right now, when they move to Twitch, it was pretty simple for them. Oh yeah, Mixer closing down. Sucks, but whatever. And I actually already had some people which were surprised by how down I was about it. Like, people were literally getting to me and they were like, hey, why are you so depressed about this? Like, move on. It's like, dude, I put 4 years of my life into this and we were slowly getting somewhere. 4 years. And the thing is, I said it before, you cannot just take those to the next platform. Like, we have seen it now, right? Like, we had 250 viewers on a regular basis in the last few months. 15,000 followers. I know it's now lower because tons of people unfollowed me but didn't unsub. You're weird. It's like, but I took nothing really of that with me. Like, sure, you came with me, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, I really am. I don't want to make it look like I'm ungrateful for the people who actually came with me. That's not the point I try to make here. The point I try to make is, I would have expected, by the numbers we had, the numbers suggested that yes, we would lose viewers, we would lose followers, but I didn't expect it 90%. Right? That's what I didn't expect. So that's the point I want to make. Not that I'm sitting here and be like, yeah, I should have had much more people following me over to Twitch. It's like unbelievable that these people are just going somewhere else. Like, no, that's not the point I try to make here. It really isn't. But it's just interesting to see, like, I know that's a lot of people who now came back to Twitch already had a community here and they already had followers. So they started already out with followers, but it's still like kind of crazy when I see people having like already 5,000-6,000 followers, and I'm like 340. Oh yes, Nebik, and that is not the point I'm trying to make. I'm so grateful for that. It's just like the numbers didn't add up. That was the point basically I tried to make. Like, I'm confused by numbers are telling you this and this should happen, and the reality is like, yeah, 2020, bitch. Welcome to my numbers. Yeah, that's the big question. Like, what happened with everyone? That's the question I have. Yeah. So, but however, back to Mixer. It was an amazing time. I'm still heartbroken about this. And Mixer did a lot of good things. Like, I know a lot of Twitch streamers, a lot of Twitch viewers. They don't give a hot damn about Mixer. They don't care what happened to the platform. They don't care what happens to the streamer. Because for them, the only thing which matters is Twitch. Because that's the platform they are on, and that's where it's at. And I get that. I understand that. But I also have to point out how much good Mixer did for streaming. Yeah, Snevik, same. But it's like we did so much, even for Twitch. Like, low latency, that was Mixer. Code streaming, or squad streaming as they call it, but it's the same thing. Yeah, that was Mixer. Interaction with the streamer, with soundboards and whatnot, and interaction stuff, also coming from Mixer. Channel points, which you can use for certain interactions, thank Mixer. Industry contracts, which help your most beloved streamer to just focus on what they do instead of focusing all the time on how they can make money. Yeah, that was Mixer. Like, the point I try to make here is Mixer did a lot of things Twitch just copied. And the same goes also for social stuff and how they treated streamers and viewers, how they reacted to harassment. They, like, where Twitch was basically the cesspool of people don't give a flying fluff about what is happening on that platform. People could use slurs, could behave like they wanted, and nobody would raise an eyebrow. Mixer was there and was stepping in and was saying, stop. This bullying has to stop. And I know Mixer wasn't always perfect on that. Especially apparently in the higher management area. We had our own little issues here. But we are getting to that. But in the end, like, Mixer was raising the bar on so many things. They really were. They were raising the bar on what they expected from their streamers, from their viewers. And sure, again, they were not always perfect. Clearly not. They raised the bar. And in my opinion, Microsoft shouldn't have shut down this platform. What Microsoft did was a horrible mistake and a coward decision. That was cowardly. Like, they clearly moved to Facebook because, well, Phil Spencer said it best. They have a console to launch by the end of the year. And everything which stands in the way of that has to disappear. And Mixer was in the way. Because what again, Microsoft's and Xbox's big plan for Mixer was not to have a streaming platform, but to have a platform they can sell Project xCloud to you, where they can show off Project xCloud and the ability to just play Project xCloud games directly from a streaming platform. Mixer didn't have the numbers they wanted, so they basically had to go to the platform who had the numbers, or well, at least believes who has the numbers. They couldn't go to Twitch, they couldn't go to YouTube, so Facebook was basically the only alternative. And they shouldn't have closed it down. Hey, Ghosty, how are you doing, man? Good to see you. Like, from a pure streaming platform perspective, Mixer was doing okay. They were growing consistently. But this was not a decision out of like streamer perspective. That was a decision out of xCloud perspective. Like, xCloud starts in September and the latest around by the end of the year. And they need a big platform to promote that. That you can basically just click on the person, then you will see the game. The game will ask you, you want to play this game right now? Click here. Bam. And you're in xCloud. And they have to reach millions, if not billions, with this. So, Mixer? Yeah, Mixer was in the way. So, in my opinion, they shouldn't have closed Mixer. And it was a pure, cold, hard business decision. And some people might say, yeah, well, that's business. And that's true. But I still don't have to agree with it. Like, I don't. Hey, look at that. It's a ghost from Texas. It was a totally cold decision. Like, yeah. I wonder what happens when they figure out that Facebook Gaming might not have the numbers they're looking for. I'm very interested if they would just ditch Facebook Gaming and would go to Twitch or something like that. Like, this decision, like, it changed a lot how I thought about Microsoft. It definitely changed my perspective on Microsoft quite a bit. Not because they robbed me of the place I was streaming on, but the decision itself was cold-hearted and kind of desperate. Yeah, that's also, Snebek, a very interesting point. Like, I talked to some Facebook partners and streamers just to figure out like where the platform is at, right? And what I hear a lot from the people who are streaming on that platform is most of the people who are watching you are the most casual of casual gamers. They know about the big blockbusters like GTA, FIFA, Call of Duty, right? They know about these games. But everything which is not like the coming out every year AAA game, they're absolutely oblivious to it. And they're also absolutely oblivious to live streaming. They're basically very much at the point where Mixer was when Xbox was linked for the first time to Mixer. Yeah, yes, yeah, that is a pretty good observation there. And which brings me to the point of when you have this type of audience, which is fine, that's cool. That's the type of audience which is on the platform, right? And you have to educate them. You have to teach them about what they are looking at. How do you expect those people to understand what xCloud will be? Like, it's fascinating. So, yeah. I don't know. But there was many of the bad decisions Mixer did over the years. Like, unfortunately, Mixer made a lot of bad decisions. It was not the first one. Like the first one for me, which I never grasped till today, and Ghost from Texas will know exactly what I mean because he was there when it also happened, was, as you know, we partners had partner managers, right? And my partner manager was Personality. Awesome dude. Like, he was so good in what he did. However, out of nowhere, like basically the next day, Mixer was like, yeah, Preston is leaving. Preston is gone. What? Yeah, Preston is gone. We find a new partner manager. Wait. You're telling me you let the dude go who is one of the best partner managers on Mixer, who is basically running this whole operation from the background because he's basically doing everything in the background what this company needs right now. Like, he was everywhere at every time. Like, he was basically the face of Mixer in the background. That's what he was. And that's the person they wanted to let go. I have, at that point, later on it will happen a little bit more, but at that point, the partner Discord was on fire. Partners were writing emails left and right to the partnership lead, and they were like, get that dude back. Like, if you want to have a slim chance of this platform to make it, you get that person back. Like, everyone was up in arms. Like, even other people from other teams were up in arms, and they were like, what? So thankfully, they brought him back. They brought him back. But it's just like, that was the first time where it was like, yeah, that was a bad decision, Mixer. That was a really, 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 really bad decision in the end. But thankfully he came back. Mixer was on fire for so long. Wow. The problem they definitely had in the last year at least was, I think, Microsoft already knew last year that they will shut down Mixer. Like when they tried their last 3 pushes with Ninja, with Shroud, and King Gothalion, that was basically when that didn't work. That was the point where they made plans to close this down, because behind the scenes, we partners felt it first when things were slowing down. We were promised so many things. So many things they have been working on for months, years even. And they never happened. Things you have never heard about. And they just, like never happened. And every time we asked, they were like, yeah, they're coming. They're coming. Yeah. That was totally the point. Well, not just that. Like, okay, I know that the bad and the ugly are very close to each other, but if we are on that topic, let's talk about the ugly here. And one of the things I definitely want to talk about are some of the partners. I will not name names, I will not make it clear who I'm talking about, but a lot of the Mixer partners were scams. Absolute scams. Like, they were always the smiling, nice people in front of the cam, but the moment they turned around and the moment they were behind the scenes and you were seeing them in Discord or in certain groups talking, like the moment you knew these people are just like horrible, horrible human beings and absolutely assholes. Not you, Dragon Slayer. Stop that. Stop that. But they were two-faced, like absolutely two-faced. Yeah. And they wouldn't wait to stab you in the back with a knife. Yeah, damn partner modes. And there was also a problem for the platform because they also had an attitude where they basically demanded things from Microsoft and from Mixer non-stop. They were always in demand mode. Like everything they did was demanding things. Not that they did anything. And to make this very clear, fascinatingly enough, I'm not talking about the big streamers. I'm not talking about a Jared. I'm not talking about like an Argonaut. Hell, they were smart enough to leave all the partners alone very quickly. That was one of the reasons why I stopped to work with a lot of partners on the platform. Why I basically like ignored a lot of things which happened on the platform because most of the partners were toxic AF. And I was just like, nope. I don't want this. I want to focus on my streaming. I want to focus on my community. I want to focus on the people who deserve it, who I know who are not like two-faced idiots. And that's what I would do. Everything else, I'm out. Snevik. Like, that was a good one. That was a good one. It's just like, and it was not the big partners, which is kind of interesting. The big partners, like, they jump basically out of the partner Discord as quickly as possible because a lot of partners were unfortunately also focusing on them. Like, you won't believe how often I had to read that basically Argonaut or even like Jared or some others, like even in the last few months, like even I got the target from people who were like, yeah, they're up there and don't deserve it. Where's my time that I finally deserve all of this? What are you doing for me that I basically get where everyone else is? As like, well, what? Like, you had the same, like, they were literally partners who believed that bigger partners had different tools at their disposal than the others. And it's like, no. Everyone had the same tools at their disposal. Like, I had literally people who wrote me messages on Discord with fake accounts. Like, they didn't even had like the balls to write me with their official accounts because they knew they would be in trouble. But they were using fake accounts and they're like, oh, I see you on the front page again. Well, you don't deserve it. Like, you were always getting on the front page. Like, you were getting that front page slot all the time. I should be there. And it's like, dude, you can be there. Like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm using the official partner form we had for the front page, right? There was a form in the Discord you just used, you put in the game you wanted to be at the front page with, and then you had to wait. Yes, did I got the front page quite a bit because I had games early? And I showcased games early? Yeah. But, well, then, I don't know, try to get games early. And try not to play only Fortnite. Like, if you were only playing Fortnite and then complain that you were not on the front page when the new game is coming out, well, what should I do? What should Mixer do about it? Entitlement? Sure. It's like, there were so many times where I was just like, some of Mixer's biggest enemies were their own partners. And that's the worst. Like, I saw people basically threatening Mixer. If they're not getting what they want, they're going to Twitter with this. And some people were going to Twitter. They were breaking the NDA and leaking stuff. And it's like, what the hell? And, well, Mixer was also too lenient with a lot of partners. There was also like a big issue in my opinion. Like, Mixer was very, very lenient for a lot of partners and their behavior. And I don't even talk about like professionalism, but just like outright NDA breaks. And when that basically happened, Mixer was like, don't do that again. Don't tell them all our secrets or you were getting into trouble. And the partner was like, yeah, right. It's like, yeah. Yeah. Like, let me tell you a story. And I know this is technically under NDA, but I'm not under contract with them anymore. I did get out of my contract. So I'm not under contract anymore. And it's shutting down in a minute. But let me tell you about something when I said partners were the biggest enemies and was the biggest enemy of the platform. So over a year ago, way over a year ago, Mixer had the idea. You just waited for that, didn't you? Drags the barrels out. Bring out your cups. All the tea she prepared for this. But let me tell you a story. So, over a year ago, Mixer planned to introduce a free sub for every Xbox Ultimate. Right? So when you would get Xbox Ultimate, like the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, Mixer would give you a free sub. But that was also, by the way, one of the big flaws of Mixer. They always try to gamify the income of partners. Like, that's definitely one of the things I never understood. It's like, why are you trying to gamify my income? I just try to make an income here, like, and not trying to play a game to get that money. That was definitely like one of the things I never understood. Like, don't gamify my income. It's already hard enough for me like to get that anyways. And especially when for my community who is not really like the fans of playing games when they're watching live streams, this didn't really help. But back to the story. Like, as I said, every Game Pass Ultimate should have had a free sub to Mixer, right? But they had a different plan for this. They wanted to have a money pool. Let me just get here. They wanted to have like a specific money pool for the partners. So that basically means they had like, I think it was, I don't even know like which amount of money it was. I think it was like $30,000 or $40,000 per day. And depending on how many of these subs you would get more out of the pool per day, right? So the big streamers would of course get most out of that pool, and even like smaller streamers would at least make like around $100 per day out of that pool. And guess what happened? Partners were up in arms about this. And you know why they were up in arms about this? Not of free money. No. But the bigger partners would make more money out of this than they would do. That's what they were so upset about. That was the thing where they were storming basically Mixer, and they were like, you will not put this in. If you are doing this, I'm gone. Like, this is unbelievable. Wait, me making like $100 or $300 per day? Per day, not per week, per day. And there is a big streamer who will make like 1,000 per day? Yeah, no. If you're putting that in Mixer, I'm out. And it's like, what the shit? At which job have you had in your life where you could make $100 to $300 easily per day? And this was not that money alone. That was on top of all the other things we had, right? Subs, advertisement, embers. And it's like, how can you? I never understood that. Yeah, saying no to literal. Yeah, that was also the point, right? It was literally free money. And when you would grow, you would get even more. It's like, how can people be against that?
Yeah, because Argonaut, he would have probably made like 2,000 per day or 3,000 per day, and I hate this guy. Like with ugh.
It's like, I don't care. Also, Argonaut is a nice dude. Like, as I said, like, he was one of the big streamers and he was not a double-faced snake. So, like, yeah. Gory, that's not the point. But thanks. Don't know what your point is. That is a lot of money. Like, believe me, especially for most streamers, that is a lot of money on top of everything they are also doing. Like, believe me. Believe me. It is big amounts. Yeah. I don't know which world you are living, but yeah, thinking about it, that is for a lot of people, that is already a good amount of money. That's also a good point. Like, yeah, the world has changed a little bit, and people like 50,000 a year. Yeah. Yeah, but not everyone is an IT people. Like, oh yeah, oh, 50,000, dude, I'm a banker and I'm making like 200,000 a year. Like, I don't understand why people like, what? Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, that is a lot of good money for a lot of people. It really is. But however, the point is, it would be extra money on top of the money you make. It's free money. Why would you say no to this? There is no reason, like, this would not be your only income. Like, there is no reason ever to say no. Like, even if it would have been lower than that. Like, I don't understand people. Like, that was one of the things, and then of course it never came. It never came. It never happened. But then you had mixer partners who were like, yeah, how about we are getting back our crystal, like our spark crystal, who makes us money directly, which was much less worth. Or when we had like these bonus payments, and it's like, yeah, but that was also much less. Like, the thing is that I think that was the biggest problem. Mixer asked partners who clearly have absolutely no clue about business, which is fine, but to ask them about business decisions. That was the biggest problem. They asked them about business decisions. And it's like, why? These people haven't been even self-employed. Like, we had so many partners who became self-employed the first time in their life when the Spark nonsense basically started, as Hazarus calls it. Oh yeah, it was absolutely crazy. It was murder. It was murder behind the scene, like, literally. Um, but a lot of people, a lot of partners became self-employed when the Spark farming basically was a thing. And they had a lot of issues with it, which I totally understand. Like, I'm now self-employed myself for 10 years. Like, I know how to handle this, but I also remember myself back when I was first self-employed, when I was a freelancer. Like, you are getting hit with a lot of paperwork, and there's a lot of things you have to look out for. So, like, the people were totally not prepared for it. And then Mixer was announcing that they are killing off the whole Spark farming, which people got mad about it. Like, you cannot do that. I just like stopped working for my company and tried to become a full-time streamer. How dare you? And you said you would never do that. And it's like, what are you talking about? Mixer has said right from the beginning that this whole Spark endeavor is not a permanent thing. Yeah, they said it under, like, basically every time somebody was talking about Sparks, Mixer was like, keep in mind, please, folks, this is not a permanent thing. We are not doing this forever. This is just a little celebration thing for season 2. Like, well, here's the thing, Has. I don't mind welfare-ish, but hey, I'm also living in a country who has a welfare state, so that's the thing. I personally do not mind. I know that's a completely different topic. But I mean, it wasn't really welfare because you still needed like your community, you still needed viewers. The problem was just that, again, something Mixer just didn't get. They, like, Mixer was sometimes very naive, like very, very naive. They basically believed that nobody would start to create multiple accounts to farm free money. They believed that. Like, at first, when the first basically rumors surfaced that there were certain partners who had like 30, 40 accounts just farming Sparks, there was the point where Mixer was like, no, that doesn't exist. Nobody would do that. And it's like, really? Do you know your partners? You believe that they would not create extra account to farm Sparks? What? Yeah, farm free money? Don't be crazy. Yeah, SSZ has a very, very different topic. I don't really want to go into it because that is one of the topics you have to figure out in the USA right now. So good luck with that. But not a topic for this stream. Nope. Was money laundering. I mean, it's just, it's like you could see how many people were completely unprepared when after a year they were partnered and they got the money, right? And then after a year they had to pay taxes for the first time, and they were literally partners who were like, what do you mean taxes? Wait, I all of it? Like even my tips? Even the spa? Wait, what do you mean by taxes? It's like, really? Like it never came to mind that maybe you have to pay taxes on your income? What? What? Like, tax my income? How dare you, right? Right? It's like I saw that and I was like, there was, yeah. Yeah, all this money, Uncle Sam. Yeah, shit, you know, like, have you seen the tax rate? Like, depending on the country, when you are not living it, like, it can be up to like 30%. Like, 30% on everything. That's how high the tax rate can be, depending on where you live. So, I hope you have something like for your taxes, man. Ouch. Ouch is the right term, yeah. Yeah, depending on where you live. Like when I pay 38. Huh? So my tax is 45. I mean, again, it totally depends on where you live, right? And what income. Like my tax goes higher, like the more income I have. No. No, Dracodai is Denmark. Is Denmark. Different country. Not quite US. Not quite US. Close, but not quite. Yeah. Bloody socialist EU. Universal healthcare and universal social support and universal you get money when you are leaving your job because of age. Like yeah, exactly. Like I don't mind. I don't mind. Like here's the thing. It's like yeah, we are down on 16% by the way. Because of the coronavirus, they basically decided to lower the VAT from 19% to 16%. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Like we have multiple VATs, by the way. We have VATs depending on what you're buying, like food. Food is only 7%. Right? Like that's food VAT. And luxury stuff is like essentials are 7%, and normally luxury is 19%. But there is like one difference. Because of the VAT, what a lot of game developers, or like a lot of actually like products are doing is they're taking that from their own money. So when, let's say, a video game costs $60, right? I'm going to Steam. Bam. What is $60 right now? What do we got here? Top sellers. Do we have like a here, Death Stranding, wonderful. Bam. Right? $60. That is with VAT. Like the VAT is already in there. So I'm paying $60. Right? But this is already with VAT. Like all the prices you see is with VAT. It's not like I'm paying VAT on top of it. Shut up, Jeff. So it's like, yeah, I have VAT on my stuff, but it's like already in the game. So when people like, we're basically paying the exact. I'm not allowed to show any of this stuff. It's like, yeah, it's already out there, right? So when you were paying $30 for Satisfactory, I pay also $30, but this is already with VATs. Oh yeah, that's price differences. That's something else. It's original pricing. So it depends. It depends on the state. I have learned it the hard way. When God of War came out, Yep, when God of War came out, Sony, and it was a little bit weird how they did it. Sony gave me a gift card for $60 so that I could buy basically God of War. But I had to create an account in the US, and they wanted, of course, like a state you were living in, where you live exactly. I just created a fake one. It's easy to do. So I created a fake one, and then when I was using the gift card to buy the game, Sony was like, you are not having enough money on that gift card because VAT were on top of it. I don't even know which state it was. I don't know which state it was, but there was VATs on it. Yeah. I don't know what I chose. I don't know what I chose. That's now over 2 years ago. But that was definitely one of those moments where I was like, oh, well, that's awkward. Yep. So it definitely exists in certain states, or at least in one state. At least in one state. The state I chose, and there was a mistake. So, but back to Mixer. Like, Mixer had a lot of good things going for it. They had some bad things, and the ugly thing was clearly like the streamers, like some partners who shouldn't be partners. Like, Mixer made also a big mistake to partner a lot of people, because they didn't partner them because they believed in them, but they partnered them because Mixer wanted to grow. And Mixer basically believed the more partners they have, the more they could grow the platform. That was one of the beliefs they had. Hey, I'm not ugly. Decent. I mean, you're right, Gaffer. You're not ugly. From a British perspective. That's what I want. Bye. and all the British people are just like, what do you mean by that, mate? I'm joking. You know I love the British people. You know me. Sliding a whole nation. Oh, come on. It's the banter between Germans and Brits. It's the banter which will never cease to exist. It's the same banter like everyone is giving France, but with France it's a bit different because it's everyone against France. You know? It's a bit different. It's a bit different. No. Joking aside. But yeah, Mixer just made a lot of people partner because they believed when they would partner a streamer, they would automatically get viewers. There was like the weird belief a lot of people have in general, and Mixer started to believe that too. Right? When you have streamers saying like, yeah, when I'm becoming partner, I will be as big as Put Ninja here. And I was like, no, that's not how partnership works. I mean, if you need an example, look at me. I'm a partner now on Twitch, and it does nothing. And unfortunately, like, Mixer believed that as well. They believe that if they would just partner enough people, fewer would come to the platform, or well, more streamers would come to the platform, and those streamers would become viewers as well. Unfortunately, the cold reality was that a lot of streamers just streamed. Like, I think one of the biggest issues Mixer actually had was how easy it was to stream. Because instead of watching streams, people were just streaming, right? Like all the Xbox people. They could only make a decision between streaming a game yourself or watching somebody. And because it was so easy to stream, they were just like, yeah, then I stream myself. Of course, they would not really get any viewers. Most of them would just have 1 or even 0 viewers. Like the amount of 0 viewers we had on Mixer is just like, look at this. This is all like, man, I have to be careful what I'm showing here. All the like, I have 0 viewers, by the way. It's like we had that a lot. Like, again, Mixer had like, it was too easy to stream on the platform because the biggest issue Mixer just had was there were more streamers on the platform than there were viewers. There was a problem. And yeah. What else? They focused on the big games. I know that some people were very much against it. Like, don't focus on Fortnite. Like, some people were really against Mixer focusing on Fortnite. I don't think so. It makes sense to focus on the biggest game out there right now. But the problem was just Mixer didn't really had anything to win Fortnite people over to watch on Mixer instead on Twitch. Like, that was one of the things which I didn't understand. It's like, if you want that people are coming to your platform for like one of the big games, like even League of Legends, like, right? League of Legends never took a space over here, and the answer is clearly, yeah. Why would they? Why would they? What feature were you most happy about being added to Mixer, other than gifted subs? Happy. Like, I mean, FTL and interactivity was already there. Happy. I would say clips and co-streaming. Problem is, I should say none of them, because they never reach their full potential. Like, even clips. Like, how they manage clips was just half-assed. Co-streaming would have been amazing. Half-assed. And yeah, by the way, Twitch is not better. Like, Twitch has, like, look at their co-streaming. AKA squad streaming. Yeah. Like, even downloading your VODs could take hours. What was the best feature? Bigger emotes? bigger emotes count? Like, believe it or not, it was the features they already had when I came to Beam, like FTL and interactivity. Yeah, there was also like a stupid thing, like your clips disappear when the VOD is gone, and there was basically no way to keep the VODs longer than 3 months. And it's like there was so much like for the first 1.5 years or 2 years, Mixer wasted their time to be integrated into Microsoft, and then a year alone wasn't enough to manage a lot. And then they basically closed it down. Yeah, they never finished that feature. Like, there were too many features which were never finished. Like, believe it or not, as a, you know what? Fluff it. Fluff it. Let me show you this. Statistics were absolutely hot garbage. Like, it's like May 15. They have 40 days. So, what is this? What? Like, just spikes and then things go down, spikes and things go down, spikes and things go down. What is this statistic? Oh damn, my subs disappeared. 5 subs are left. Awesome. It's just like, platform. We don't have any data yet. We don't have any data yet. Like, everything was just like, what is this? Like, statistics, analytics were absolute hot garbage. Like, absolutely hot garbage. Patronage. Oh yeah, let me show you this. Let me show you this. These numbers are completely arbitrary and made up. They were completely arbitrary and made up. Like, in May, I had 58 subs. No, I didn't. This number is completely, like, just bullshit. Then the amount of sparks that is apparently still there and how much money I made, like embers, like, the numbers were just wrong. And sometimes you couldn't even, like, see, like, where these numbers are coming from. Like, this was so bad. This was so bad. Ad revenue. Oh yeah. That thing was never finished. So apparently, like, I cannot even, like, see the ad revenue of my last. I can only see that in comparison with last month. And that was so bad as well because it didn't made up. Like, ah, yeah, by the way, I can still monetize. I can still monetize. And channel progression. Yeah, that also never came to fruition. Like, oh no, like, yeah, I think I can still, like, I'm getting, yeah. Yeah, they are not doing it anymore. Of course. Because they're now, like, closing down. There was channel progression. Partnership. Does somebody want a pro code? Does somebody want a pro code of Mixer? Just asking. Yeah, also, so apparently I have 5 subs and it tells me I have 45 subs still. Like, what is it? What is it, Mixer? Is it 5 subs or is it 45 subs? Like, what is it, Mixer? The peak count is also wrong. Like, everything was broken. Yeah, 50, right? Everything was so broken. It was so annoying. Uh, ugh. Oh well. Yeah, both of them are wrong. It's like, on the one hand, Mixer was dead over a year ago, at least. Mixer was dead over a year ago. Because that was the time when Microsoft gave up on it. But it still pains me to no end. And I blame Microsoft for this. I don't blame anyone really of the Mixer staff. Like, there were people behind the scenes who worked their ass off to make this platform a success. But unfortunately, higher management, hashtag fire Natalia Domingo, made all the wrong decisions. People who have clearly no clue about streaming, about a platform, about gaming. Like, they're completely oblivious to what the hell is going down. And then when they didn't know what to do, they were like, yeah, let's turn to the partners and let's ask them for business advice. And it's like, yeah, that is a good idea, Mixer. You should do that. Hell no. Hell no. Oh yeah, by the way, Facebook gaming, man, they are already in a little bit of a pickle right now. Yeah, the ticket response is awesome. Like, even as a partner, I have still a ticket open for over a week now on Twitch here. I didn't get an answer yet. It's like, okay, cool. Cool. But Facebook gaming is a little bit in a, yeah, Cat was amazing. Is a little bit in a pickle right now because they got into trouble about this. And if you're like, huh? It's a welcome weekend. Okay. By the way, what they're doing is they're basically like, for this weekend, when you were using stars on the platform, which is like the equivalent for embers, you were getting like double or something. Yep. So that's pretty cool. But this is not cool. This is Tangy Sauce, one of the many people who got called out for sexual assault on Mixer. So cool. No, that's cool. Yeah, that's definitely something we have to post. Yep, this is Tangy Sauce, and it seems like he has now a good life at Facebook. Yep, he was one of the He's one of the people who got called out about sexually assaulting other Mixer partners on conventions. Yep. So yep. Awkward. Very awkward. Mm-hmm. But yeah. It's like, again, Mixer will always be the streaming platform who they gave me hope, who gave me a place where I could just stream, not just for my job, but just for having fun and meeting a community I wouldn't have met otherwise. And I'm absolutely like grateful for that. Even though there was a lot of like dumb decisions and even some outrageous one, but I knew that will happen. I like when I started on Mixer, I said it right from the beginning. There will be moments where Mixer is screwing up, and there will be scandals, and it really depends on how Mixer is handling them. Well, now I can say they handled them poorly, and in the end, they did shut down. And it's like, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity. And I said it before, like, if I would have been sticking with Twitch at that point, I don't know where I would be right now from a streaming perspective. It's, yeah, I'm absolutely like thankful for what Mixer did for me. Yeah, like it really did. And again, thank you to all the people who found me on Mixer, followed me, subbed to me, watch me nearly every day, or watch me whenever they can. Like, thank you very much for that. Like, you're the reason I can still keep doing this. Well, our sister, you screwed that up. Doom doom doom. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. Like, thank you. It was an absolute pleasure, an absolute honor to stream for you for 4 years on Mixer and on Beam. Now we on Twitch. Pirate, thank you so much for the host. Now we on Twitch, and things are different. Like, things are different. A lot. Hey, TDX, how are you been? Good to see you. Yeah, sort of your blinds. I try. Like, it is so different in so many ways, and finding my footing and finding like a way to grow is something which was really tough. I saw it on the YouTube video when I was like, by the way, folks, if you see this, I have to sort out my blinds. Yeah, it was. I just saw it like after I was recording the video for a while, and then I saw it, and I was like, oh god, okay, I might have to adjust this. But no, for real. Like, thank you. Thank you very much. And on Twitch, well, there might be changes again. I might have to change again what I do, how I do it, right? And I said it before. I don't know if we are staying on Twitch in the end. That's something I cannot say yet. I would like to, because I know this is the place where most of my community would just come with me, and people would just stick with me. But it's also one of these decisions where it depends, right? Like that is one of these rough decisions Microsoft basically made for me, right? Like Microsoft kicked me out the platform I wanted to be with the most, the platform I wanted to stream on for decades even. Microsoft killed that off. And now I have to see where I am, where I stand, where I go. Because the problem with Twitch is like really to get viewers to stick around. Because Twitch is already a very tight-knit community. Yeah, a few others didn't. Yeah. But what about the grannies on Facebook? I'm on Facebook, by the way. I said it earlier this morning for everyone who missed it. I'm on Facebook Gaming. Yep. I'm not streaming there in any shape or form because, well, I'm a Twitch partner. And with that, I'm only allowed to be on Twitch, so nothing changes with you. But I'm posting my content there. I'm uploading my VODs. I'm uploading my videos there. And I basically post everything there I already post on other platforms. Because it's a great like aggregator for getting like eyes on my content. And if they're interested, then they can check me out on Twitch for the live stream. But diversity is absolutely important. I didn't do diversity when I was on Mixer. I failed on that. Like that's totally me. And now I have to be diverse on YouTube, on other platforms, because aggregating viewers by just streaming on Twitch became more and more nearly impossible. Like even if you were playing positioning right, like even if you know what you were doing, just getting viewers by playing the right game at the right time, something we basically did on Twitch, is nearly impossible. And it will get even crazier. Like we will see about that on Friday. Like Friday is actually like a day for me. I'm really interested to see where it will lead us on this platform. Because on Friday, we are checking out Destroy All Humans, the remaster, 4 days before the actual release. And that is a game which has a following. It's not a crazy AAA game, right? It's not Cyberpunk or anything like that. None of the sort. But it has a following. A lot of people anticipate it. And 4 days before everybody else can play it, that is a huge bone. And that should be actually enough to get the attention of the people here. Will it happen? I don't know. And that's something I'm really interested to see. Like, I'm really interested to see if it's really just the games I'm missing right now. If it's just the games, cool. I can work with that. Games are coming out, especially in the next 6 months. A lot of games are coming out. So if it's really just a game thing we have right now, I can find my footing. That's cool. If even with the right games, with the right positioning, and with early access to some of these games, I have to look for an alternative. It's as simple as that. It sucks. I know nobody wants to hear that. But yeah. Like, if we don't grow, like, I will make this very clear. The state the channel is in right now is not feasible. And if I get the feeling that the options I have to grow my channel, besides of sitting here and hoping that somebody big is hosting me, which is an absolutely stupid idea, then I have to look for alternatives. And again, I said it a few days ago, it's basically like one of these lose-lose situations. Like, if I go to another platform again, I will probably lose even more people. Right? Like, chances are very high that that happens. But when I stick on the platform where I cannot grow, then at some point I have to call it quits. Or, well, not call it quits, but looking for a normal daily job and cut down my streaming time. Like, I can guarantee you that when I would look for a normal job again, because streaming cannot sustain, then Mole in the morning will disappear. That thing will disappear. Which would be absolutely crazy. And it would become Mole in the evening, perhaps. Like, yeah. And I know nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. That's not your concern in any shape or form, right? Like, I really just try to entertain, but this is one of these days where I really want to make sure that we are talking basically about everything. Yeah, see? And that would not be possible anymore when the channel is not growing and so on and so forth. Right? But yeah, I'm doing this right now to make absolutely clear that we are basically all on the same page, that you know what's going on, and we will see where it goes. Like, that's the most important thing. So I don't really want to hide the fact. That's definitely not something I want to do. It would be unfair. Speaking of which, like, I mean, what other options do we have? That is like the other thing which makes it so problematic. Thank you, Tiny. Like, I mean, let's look at the first one. Let's just look around here, shall we? Let's look around. What do we have? First things first, YouTube Gaming. All right, YouTube Gaming. I mean, I'm creating YouTube videos right now, so it's not like I'm not doing the YouTube churns. Let me see, did they finally fix it? Hey, they fixed it. Awesome. So this is now auto-generated by, I think, the most watched. So it's similar to Twitch, right? And what do we have? We have Ghost of Tsushima. That is a variety game. But let me see. See all. Let me see what we got here. Let's do worldwide. Yeah, even though it's Japanese, and yeah, I think my region is like. Let's keep this up. Let's keep this up. So we have. I don't even know if this is live. I don't even know if this is live because he is calling it part 7. Just a bit weird. But then look how sharply it's like going down. Let's do my region for now. Yeah, you have like. Wait, why is this one in front of this one? This is the part. Yeah, let's see live. Let's have a look. Vamos! That's Spanish. Well, no. I hope for actually some English. Thanks. So the highest English streamer has, what is it, 780?
Oh, I can't. Okay.
So I think, I don't even know how this exactly works. Like, the design is just so,
Die with a little bit less noise. That'd be nice. You could go ahead and die a little bit more quietly.
But that's also crazy when you think about it. Like, look at this. This dude has 147,000 subs. Look at this huge number. I know it's not huge in comparison to what YouTube has, but this is actually a really good number. Like, this is not small. And he has 783 viewers. In comparison to the amount of subscribers he has,
I guess he kind of did.
it's like, oof.
I guess he kind of did see me. I guess that's fair.
Oof.
Oh, wow,
That's rough.
Really far away.
But that's really, really rough. What is he normally like doing for content? Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Yeah, Monster Hunter. variety swords.